Hey, Sunshine. Welcome to this pick a card reading with an urgent message from your ancestors and spirit guides. So this pick a card is meant to give you some clarity on what it is that you need to know, work on, or hear from those beyond the veil who care about you and want to help you progress on your journey. So if you're feeling a little lost, or if you feel like you just need some messages that aren't coming from anybody that you know, this is the pick a card reading for you. So let's go ahead and pick your cards. Hey, pal number one, let's see what your ancestors have to tell you. What's the urgent message? Okay. So we have Seahorse Spirit, watch and wait. And we have Otter Spirit, you are never alone. Now, these two animals can be animals that you see frequently. Maybe you've been like have some sort of connection to them. Doesn't have to be, but I wanted to mention that. So with both of these cards, I'm gonna tell you intuitively the message that I get is that you may be over focusing on a certain relationship or a certain aspect of your life where you may feel like you're alone. You may feel like you don't have anyone, especially and specifically for someone who may be going through a breakup or maybe having like a difficult time in a relationship. And so because it's difficult and because maybe nobody understands or maybe nobody else is going through something similar. And I just channel for somebody if you're like single and you have been single for a long time and your friends are like getting married and having babies and doing the whole family life thing, and you may feel like you are alone, but spirit's kind of telling you to take a step back. You know what I'm saying? Watch, because everything isn't really what it seems, one. And two, it's a time for you to sit and observe and gain some perspective from your situation more than it is to like go out and do something about it. And same with the otter spirit as well. Otters are very like loving and touchy and cute, and they do a lot of hand holding and hugging just like they're doing in this card. And I think the overall message for you here is that you do have other relationships. Maybe there's someone you can reach out to. Maybe there is somebody that you're close to. And if you're saying right now to yourself, like Shay, there is not a soul I can call on or a soul I can count on, maybe it's time to start making new friends. Or for some of you, it's a matter of doing that for yourself. And I want to mention also, you have spirit, you have your ancestors, you have your spiritual guides, whatever it is that you believe in. And for some of you, they have been trying to show that to you in various ways, maybe through angel numbers or other types of signs. And although you may be receiving it, you may feel like that's not good enough or that's not enough. But you always have them. The more you tap into that, the more you'll be led to the relationships or to the people or to the sense of wholeness that you've been looking for. But you gotta tap on in, okay? So let's see what these tarot cards are. So we have the Hanged Man in reverse, which is interesting because it's already in reverse, so now it's like extra in reverse. And then we have the Lovers in reverse as well. Okay, and then we have the Page of Pentacles. All right. In reverse too. All of them are in reverse. So with the Hanged Man, we're pretty much holding ourselves up. Okay, pal number one. And I do think for some of you that this has something to do with a relationship. For some of you, it is a relationship that it no longer serves you. Maybe it's someone that's not for you. And I'm gonna keep it real. For some of you, you are dealing with someone who you are very aware of that like the relationship is not gonna work. It hasn't been working. And I'm not talking about like having a little scuffle with your boo here and there. I'm talking about like it's not for you. You guys have been in a bad space for a long time. And I think you haven't let it go yet. And so this card, both of these cards are kind of signifying that like you're kind of holding yourself up and sabotaging yourself by holding on to this relationship. And this can also be a friendship or romantic relationship, anything of that nature where you are trying to almost wait it out with this person in fear of loneliness, in fear of not having anyone or not having them. For some of you, it's just to prove a point. There's a loyalty factor here for some of you, where it's like I feel like I'm obligated to be there for this person or be in this relationship. We've known each other a long time, yada, yada, yada. So there's a little bit of that going on as well. Where you're trying to stick around so you don't seem like the one that gave up first. Whew, so you can seem like you can weather the storm. The thing is, nobody ever questioned that. You know what I mean? And so with this Page of Pentacles in reverse is that like we know what we need to do, but we're not quite bringing it down to earth. We're not learning from our past experiences and our past mistakes. And so Spirit is kind of yelling and screaming at you a little bit and going like, hey, when are we going to like get it together? Okay. When are we going to actually do what we know we need to do to bring in the seeds that we want to bring in? And for some of you, it's habits. It's not even that you are dealing with someone. For some of you, it's more of I have this thing that I hold on to. It's something that I see as my identity. It's something that I see as the end all be all, something I'm supposed to do, etc. And you just haven't quite let it go. So you're almost creating your own stagnancy by holding on to whatever this is. And for some of you, it's a lack of commitment. Oh, okay. This is for somebody who's completely separate. You're almost creating problems in your relationship by not wanting to be committed, by not committing to a relationship, by not committing to one person, to one ideal, to one this, to one that. You know what I mean? You're almost creating your own problems. And it's such an interesting message because it, at the same time of feeling alone and feeling like you have no one, you're almost kind of making it a self-fulfilling prophecy by pushing people away before they even really get a chance. And then you're going, oh my God, I'm so alone. And that's not to laugh at you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, hon, for real. And I think that that's something that needs to be addressed. Okay. If we want change, if we want things, we have to apply the lessons that we've learned from our previous relationships, but also from our own behavior. You know what I mean? Things that we've been doing. Clarity. What other message do you have for power number one, Spirit? Make it clear. How can they get past this behavior? Queen of Cups. Yep. I'm so sorry. The Four of Pentacles in upright. The Queen of Cups, and this page, this Pentacles right here, this Four of Pentacles they're both bringing a lot of messages here, but this Queen of Cups is giving me multiple things. Again, one of them is learning to be responsible for yourself. I'm gonna keep it real with you, pal. Number one, I mean this from a place of love. For some of you, you are looking for relationships, not just romantic, but relationships in general to feel a whole for you. So for example, in order for you to feel loved, you have to be in a relationship. In order for you to feel appreciated, someone has to tell you. You know, they have to validate you in some way. In order for you to feel cared for, you may feel like you need to overextend yourself to someone, and instead of just seeing yourself as the vessel for those things. So these cards are asking you to, when we're asking about like progress moving forward, asking you to learn to take responsibility for yourself, love yourself, care for yourself. And it also will keep you from getting in relationships where you feel like you have to like emotionally blackmail them to get what you want. I'm sorry. And honestly, this can be someone around you too. I'm just channeling this too. I'm so sorry. This could be someone who's doing this to you. Or you feel like you keep running into this same type of person. Ooh, I'm straight channeling right now. You feel like you keep running into the same type of person where like they emotionally like kind of badger you or beat you up because you're supposed to love them this way. So it's almost like we need to move away from toxic relationships overall. Okay. And for some of you, this also means being stable within oneself. Yes, there needs to be, like with Pentacles, you can always think of becoming stable financially, savings, you know, like getting our things together. But the energy that I'm getting from this Four of Pentacles is like feeling safe and stable within our person, within who we are, within our life. Okay, and that may be something that's calling to you right now to work on, is to become more stable and more secure within ourselves, our friendships, the people around us. For some of you, it's coming to me to tell you to reach out to someone. And I'm not just talking about a romantic sense, but there may be someone that you stop being friends with, a family member that you don't call, who always wants to speak to you, someone who always gives you good energy that you may be pushing to the side in focus of this. But if you were to turn that page and get back on good terms with them, or maybe seek friendship or love or whatever from them in a positive, healthy way, you'll see that relationships, friendships, whatever, don't have to be a struggle. They can be easy. It's almost as if someone is putting their intention and their attention on relationships that are more difficult, like almost on purpose, a little bit, just a little bit on purpose. So that's how we get the stability that we want. And then when we have this page of pentacles and we have this four of pentacles sitting together, again, the message is also a message of stability. Ooh, I ain't gonna lie to you, pal number one, they hitting you hard. Okay. One of the messages is also that there's so much focus on one area that we're not focusing on our stability, right? And it doesn't have to be love. This can be vice versa as well. Doing too much focusing on work and not enough focusing on the relationships that build us up. And this can also be being so focused on relationships and when is it my turn romantically, that we're not focusing on being emotionally stable, mentally stable, getting that career off the ground, making things happen for ourselves. It's almost like I said, we're making it a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I'm going to close this message with a card from this deck. Got a little cursing in it, so I'm warning you. What's the main message you want pile number one to take away from this reading? Spirit, make it abundantly clear. What's the main message you want pile number one to take away from this reading? Ooh, it's a lot. Well, the words of encouragement. You are the SHIT, and that's on period. Another one is stop obsessing. You are not the center of the universe. Ooh. Put the effing phone down. Too much screen time is making you awkward and sad. Go talk to a live person. Yes. And I wanted to address that as well real quick. For somebody specific, you are spending a lot of time on your phone. Obviously, it says it. And there's a little bit of a comparisonitis going on in your relationships. And not even just in your relationship, but like your idea of self-worth. And so you are looking at these people and you're going, oh man, this person got married. Huh, man, this girl, got a good career. Oh man. And you are comparing it to yourself, which is what's making you feel kind of like a little low of self-worth and feel like you need to have certain things to be going to the next level in your life. The thing is, it's coming. Watch and wait. Like I said, it may not be what it's all cracked up to be. When it comes to when you're looking at somebody's perspective, and that's not to say these people aren't living their best life, but it may not be the life that you're supposed to live. Maybe what you're supposed to do is 10 times more than what that is that you're seeing. Also, if you're stalking somebody's social media, or maybe someone's stalking yours, it's time to stop. It's time to stop. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. And then it says figure SHIT out on your own. And like we did cover that earlier, that it may be a matter of like figuring out how to do it for yourself and not, getting that validation from everybody else. Okay. And it says drop the effing ego. Vulnerability is hot AF. And that's back to that person, whoever it is that may be dodging vulnerability. And I want to close this out with this. For somebody, your vulnerability comes out as anger or like a negative emotion, like maybe you push people away. So because something may not be working out in some way, there's this tendency to like push, like basically make it come out as anger so that person runs away from you. But it's like if you care about somebody and you love somebody, and this is not obsessing and trying to force somebody to be in your life, but on the opposite end, it's more so like drop the ego, tell them how you feel, drop the I'm gonna stay in this situation so that I can make a point, drop the we've been together for 10 years so I guess I gotta stay, drop all of that and just be honest with what it is that you want. Okay, pal number one, you are never alone. You are always loved. And something good is coming for you once you apply a little bit of perspective. Okay, my love? I hope this was helpful. It was a little brutal, but I hope it was helpful, my love. Thank you so much for watching this reading. If it resonated for you, please go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe below, and follow me on IG for daily zodiac updates. Remember that I love you, and I hope you're having an awesome day. Bye. Hey, pal number two, welcome to your urgent message from your ancestors and spirit guides. Let's see. Eagle spirit. Spirit has your back. Period. Okay. So the eagle spirit pretty much is letting me know that you kind of got to go out on a limb on your own. This is giving very much so lone wolf, out on a limb by myself kind of energy. And it may be a little scary, especially if other people around you are not doing the same thing. I think also for some of you, you may be dimming your light a little bit. Not fully, because I do sense a very successful vibe from this pile. I think a lot of you may already be successful in your own right and already be doing the things that you want to do, or at least have an idea of that. But in some part of you may be suppressing, oh, maybe I shouldn't do too much, or maybe if I go do the thing, I'll be leaving these people behind, or I don't want to leave my friend. Like, we started this together. I don't want. You might have to go out on that limb. And even if it's not the case and you still haven't started, it's like, babe, you got so much potential and you kind of know it, but you're also not willing to show it because you're afraid of maybe being alone or being the only one doing it, or maybe being too far out there where you kind of like sticking out like a sore thumb. You already are, babe. You're an eagle. Go ahead and soar. A quote that I do want to tell you guys, it reminds me of a friend telling me one time, chickens cannot appreciate the flight of the eagle, right? And so in that, I'm sure he said it more like profound than I just said it, but essentially there might be people around you right now who may not be able to appreciate the big things that you're trying to do. You're kind of different. You kind of build different. And so it's going out on a limb on your own is not necessarily a bad thing, because once you're up there, once you're flying high like the eagle that you are, you'll meet other eagles. You meet other lone wolves and you guys will make a pact that way. I mean, I'm sure that's not how it works in nature, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's see what the oracle cards have. So we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. We have the Five of Swords. Okay. And then we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Now, I'm not going to lie, with the Queen of Swords and the Five of Swords, some of you, this gives very much so family. For some of you, there may be not necessarily a fight, but a disagreement about what you're supposed to do next. Or maybe it's just hard for you to decide or do what it is that you want to do because someone around you may be dissatisfied. This could be a woman. This also could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Does not have to be, but it almost feels like they're having an issue with whatever it is that you're trying to do with yourself or next in your life. It's giving me very much so like you picked a certain college and your mom doesn't want you to go there, or I don't know, you've decided that you don't want to be a part of your toxic family anymore, and like now you're getting that kind of guilt trip around doing something new. Okay, and that may have caused a little friction between you and the people around you and the people you care about, because hey, this is how we always do things. You know what I mean? But no, you're trying to fly different. Look at them birds. They trying to get out of there. Okay, winter is coming, child. I'm trying to go home. That's or not home. I'm sorry, where it's warm. That's what you're trying to do. And I think there may be people around you that are making that a little confusing for you and a confusing choice. And for some of you, it's not even harsh. It may just be mental conflict, because you know what you want to do and what will progress you forward and what will be more peaceful. But then there's like I said, I don't want to leave these people behind. Is this really the best choice? If I go out on a limb by myself and I do this thing, is it really going to turn out well? Am I making the right choice? You know what I'm saying? Like we're almost in conflict with our brain. And we shouldn't be. Spirit has your back. Okay, there's a reason why you feel called to do something different. Pile number 2. Now, I also wanted to mention that for some of you, there is like I said, I think this is a feminine energy, but it does not have to be. But I feel like there's someone around you who just, the way that they choose to express themselves is very harmful. They may cause a lot of trauma with their words, and this could be you, but I'm not picking that up, pal. Too, I'm not picking up like you have this type of energy. I feel like this energy is coming towards you, and it causes a lot of friction. There may be someone who verbally assaults you all the time, or who just doesn't have a filter, and says certain things. So you may have recently gotten into conflict or a fight with them over this information, and that may have propelled you to want to go out within this eagle spirit and do what you want to do, but you have decided against it because you don't want to be too impulsive is the word I'm looking for. But it's time to use your mind more than you use your heart. Okay, and I hate to say that because I get where this conflict may be coming from, pile number 2, but it may be time to think more about what logically makes sense versus how people will feel or how things will, turn out, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Clarity on this for pile number 2. More information. Okay, Page of Pentacles. How can pile number 2 move forward in from this situation? Spirit guides, thank you. Okay, Six of Swords in reverse. Okay. And you may have gotten another pile because another pile also got Page of Pentacles, but in a different position. There's also Eight of Wands in the bottom of the deck. So the message that I'm getting from the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Swords card, pile number 2, is that you may need to start to plant small seeds, right? When we have the Page of Pentacles, he's excited. He's learning new skills. He's like bringing his plans down to earth. He's making the connections he needs to make so that he can move forward. But the Six of Swords says, like, of course, we're holding ourselves back. We're afraid to make those decisions. We know we need to make that transition, but we're still kind of holding on to the past and the way things used to be. So we're almost kind of like slowing up the inevitable because we know we need to go, but we're like scared. Okay. So planting some small seeds would actually help you. So for example, if you're someone who is looking into, like, let's say you live with your family and you're sick of it and you're ready to go and you're ready to move, but nobody wants you to move because they don't want you to, they don't want you to leave. They want your energy around. They want you to be helpful. They want all the family in one home, whatever the case may be. It may be time to kind of like have the conversation with whoever it is that has the biggest problem with it. Maybe saving up some money, putting on a down payment on an apartment, maybe buying furniture, doing whatever it is that you need to do to kind of prep you for that next step. For some of you, I'm hearing that like you're going off to college. If you are going off to college or deciding to physically move somewhere new, making that transition as easy as possible. Like, okay, I may spend a weekend away. I may, when I go in for my orientation, I might stay the whole weekend instead of staying the day. Or it may be time for me to go get some school supplies and I'm going to start stacking them up this summer. Something of that nature where like you can make the transition easier, not only for the people around you, but also for you. Okay, so that it's not so hard. Okay. And for some of you, it may be just a matter of carrying baggage as well. You're so concerned with how everyone will feel or whether or not it'll be successful that you're almost holding yourself back and holding yourself up. Pile number 2. That's mostly all I can say. Okay. So let's see. Figurative Zorek Spirit. What message do you have for my pile number 2? What's the advice for them? What's the main advice that you have for pile number 2 right now? Okay. Interesting. So that curses a little bit. So brace yourself, okay? So it says, what the hell are you waiting for? Get SHIT done. Okay. If you're waiting for a sign, well, here the F it is. The straight thing I'm channeling for is that y'all are holding up something that you really want. You know you want it, right? You're trying to figure out if I should go for that new job. Should I move to that new city? Should I take the leap? Should I start that business? Yes. There it is. Yes. Yes, you should. Okay. The next one is stop texting, stop stalking, stop checking on that person. Just effing stop. Spend your time with someone worth it. Don't waste it on ridiculousness. Okay. And I mean, this one's pretty much self-explanatory, but it's like, again, if you're in a relationship, if you're stuck on something and you haven't quite made the transition on leaving that person or that situation alone, here's the sign. It's about that time. But for some of you, I just heard that it may be time to stop talking about what you're going to do as well. I don't know if y'all ever heard that snippet from Beyonce, but like, don't talk about what you're going to do. Don't blah, 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 blah. Like that's kind of the thing. We're doing a little bit too much of threatening and telling, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this one day. One day I'm going to be a famous star. But like we haven't taken any acting classes. Or one day I'm going to just move to Virginia. But like you ain't done packed up your stuff and moved to Virginia yet. You ain't even seen what the rent prices is like. Like there's something like we got to stop talking about it and we just kind of got to go. Okay. And then it says, get the F outside and move your booty. Your body is pissed at you. And for some of you, it's working out. Ooh, channel message. Some of you have been really struggling with your self-image for a while. You don't like how how much the scale says, because I think you're beautiful, period. But you don't like how you look. You don't like your fashion style. You don't like the way your hair is. And you kind of got an idea that you could change this thing. I'll focus on the gym. You've been wanting to go to the gym, but you haven't been, or you've been going, but you've been like half going because people are used to seeing you in a certain way. Even you're used to seeing you in a certain way, and you don't know how it would be if you weren't who you are right now. Go do it. It's a reason why it keeps reoccurring to you, right? And the next one says, it's dark. You can't see a effing thing. Get your head out of your butt pronto. And this is pretty much what this card says, is that like you'll feel like you're walking in the dark for a little bit when you start, but it's mostly because of what you're thinking about it. It only seems dark because we're all in here thinking of all the negative scenarios that can go wrong, when in reality, it could really be the best thing that ever happened to you, babe. So your overall message from your ancestors and your spirit guides is to go for it and do the thing that you want to do. Get away from that toxic environment and be you. Soar, my love. Thank you so much for watching this reading pile number 2. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe below, and follow me on IG for daily zodiac updates. Remember that I love you, and I hope you're having an awesome day. Bye. Hey, pile number 3, welcome to your urgent message from your ancestors and spirit guides. Let's see what we have. Sandpiper spirit, be playful. Yes, loosen up, honey bunny. So the sandpiper spirit is very playful. It's described as like an animal that pokes its head in the sand, then kind of like goofs off to the water. And that is the kind of energy that's your spiritual guides and your ancestors are asking you to take on right now. For some reason, I keep hearing like, keep your head up. You are getting a little too bogged down in the everyday. Maybe there's a certain task. Maybe you're like happy all the time, but then there's something that you have to do, like work or cleaning up, or like you just may be on a little bit the side of taking things just a little bit too serious, Pooh. We're getting a little bit too focused on what it is not going right, or just for somebody, it's just a negative mindset. It's not even that anything's going wrong. It's just that you're annoyed all the time, or you're mad all the time, or you're a little too serious. I'm channeling for somebody, you had to learn to be responsible. So that's become like your main personality trait. Whereas maybe when you were coming along, you were happy and you were positive and you were playful and you were a big old goofball. And then something happened to you where you like went the opposite end, where you did need to be like responsible and you needed to, toughen up, or you need to grow up, or whatever it was, but you never quite came back to the middle. You just stayed on over there. And for some of you, this may be like parenthood, or I don't know, you were really poor at one point, so you had to get serious about like, building your finances. Something of that nature. Maybe this could be heartbreak, where like a situation in a relationship just left you in such a bad space that you had to learn, like, okay, now I got to be serious. Like now I got to get real, which is great. We love for you to be for real, but we also need you to get back into the playful state, because that will make life a little more joyous. And also, fun attracts more fun. Okay, period. All right, so then we have the Ten of Swords in your tarot cards. Okay, we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And we also have the Eight of Swords. For sure, a lot of anxiety, a lot of head action. When we see the sword suit, a lot of thinking. And this may be my super deep, like, spiritual pile, okay? Maybe or maybe not, but so for some of you, there may have been a personal loss, something that you experienced. I'm hearing a bunch of things. One is just like you feel backstabbed. Again, this could be a super big heartbreak. This could be being left out in the cold. You thought you had a friend, you ain't have a friend. It could be a bunch of things like that. For others of you, there's an energy of something about siblings, like a parent, not being around. So you had to be the bigger brother, bigger sister, whatever the case may be, and take care of everyone. Another parent in a relationship you were in was not present. So then you had to like step up to the plate and be both of the parents. There's something that happened to you where it propelled you forward in a responsibility sense, but then it kind of pushed you, like stunted your growth a little bit, because you had to be something specific. So a part of you is constantly telling yourself this negative story, this negative narrative. Men, women always leave. No one's going to help you but you. I don't know, my little brother or sister is useless. Like there's this story you keep telling yourself, and maybe it's even something that was said to you, and you kind of make choices and decisions based off of that. And maybe that leaves you a little bit in limbo with this Two of Pentacles. It's fun versus work and play. It's seriousness versus, enjoying your life. We're a little too heavy on one side, and for most of you, it's going to be on the side of negativity and pessimism. I hate to say it. For some of you, it is also may also be because you had to be the responsible one. You're almost too responsible. You're almost so focused on making sure that everyone's okay, everyone's doing well, that you're like not even taking care of yourself. You know what I mean? Your schedule is almost filled. Like for somebody, I'm saying like you get up, you drop the kids off, you go to work, you do like 16 people's jobs, even though they're not paying you. You get off work, you like mow the lawn and paint the house and cook dinner, and then like I don't know, you spend time with 3 different people because they all want your attention, and then you go to bed, and then you only go to bed for like 2 hours because you don't want to miss nothing else. Like it gives me very much like you put so much on your plate that you don't allow yourself any space to just be. For somebody specific, again, I'm channeling someone who is, let's say, a business owner, um, or maybe like a creative, you're a content creator, or like whatever it is that you do, and you do it on a regular. You're looking for inspiration in your work when the inspiration is going to come when you're not working, when you're not stressing and sweating and doing. Okay, pile number 3, like that's what it's giving. It's giving very much like I'm almost burnt out, and I just need to, I need to figure this thing out so I don't feel burnt out. But the reality of it is, you're not gonna find it doing you like working. You're gonna find it when you're relaxed. You're gonna find it when you're having fun. You're gonna find it when you're just on the beach for no reason. That's when you're gonna find it. Okay. Strong message for somebody to let go of their past stories. What happened to you isn't you. Okay, what happened to you isn't who you are anymore. It isn't, you don't have to stay there. And as much as you may think that that's a form of protection, because hey, if I'm always aware that this could happen to me, it won't ever happen again. That's a lie. Okay, it can happen again, but the thing is, it won't happen again because you're aware of it, but you don't have to live in it. Right. So we got to stop telling ourselves that story, pal number 3. Okay, so your ancestors are asking you, let's stop telling us that story. And for some of you, it is that you're taking on the burden of like a family tradition. There's something that your family does, and you feel like so responsible to keep it going. For some of you, that you're like, it goes against what you really want to do, but you feel so responsible for it, right? And they're kind of just telling you, let it go. You've done what you could do. We're proud of you. Move on. Go have some fun. Go live your life. Clarity on this message, Spirit. What message do ancestors have for pile number 3? Yeah. Oh, yeah. 4 of Swords in reverse. We don't rest enough. We don't rest enough, pile number 4. We don't rest enough, and we don't address how we really feel enough, right? Because a part of playing, a part of enjoying ourselves is also kind of taking on you know how a child expresses themselves so healthily and like they don't care if they feel like crying, they're going to cry. If they feel like smiling, they're going to smile. It's like you're almost suppressing a little bit of a part of you, your emotions, feeling, addressing, healing, so that you can like keep up this persona or keep things going. It's okay to feel. Part of healing is feeling. Truly. Part of healing is feeling. Pile number 3. So you got to feel how you feel. You got to cry it out, journal it out, go to therapy, and then go play. Go on a trip. And not a trip so that it can seem like you're doing something good for yourself, but go do something that you want to do so that you can release these feelings. Go sleep. Take some time off. Maybe delegate and put the responsibility in someone else's hands for a little while. In healthy ways. It's also time to make new connections. Okay, it's also time to make new connections. Maybe there's some connections that are coming in, that are trying to come in, but because we're still playing this role, we're not allowing ourselves to see where it goes. For some of you, it's very important for you to visit water soon, a beach, where you may see a little animal like this. I don't know where they from, don't ask, but you may need to get out in nature a little bit. That may only be for a few of you, but it's time. It's time to breathe, literally breathe fresh air. Okay, so that may be something that's coming up. And then we have the Queen of Swords in reverse as well. There's two things that comes up with this card, and one of them does relate to this, is releasing bitterness, releasing resentment for maybe the things that people have done, or the way the lifestyle that you're kind of being forced to live for some of you. And on the opposite end, there's this message of you are kind of stone facing someone, like like you're very focused on like your life, your family, getting things done, and then there's someone that's trying to get close to you, but you're like almost stonewalling them all the time, being very cold, acting unavailable, and not in a like cute chase me kind of way, but in a way of like you're literally keeping this person at bay, whether intentionally or unintentionally, because you're still kind of stuck in your cycle of being responsible, or keeping up, this job or that job or this responsibility. Clarity for my pile number 3s. So let's see. What's the overall message for my pile number 3s that their ancestors need them to know at this time? Spirit, make it abundantly clear. What's the overall message that you want them to go with? Ooh, okay. Yes, stop talking. Shut your mouth and listen. Clarity on that. And oh, by the way, this deck kind of cursed, so my bad. But I also wanted to say clarity on that. For some of you, it's stop talking in here. You're telling yourself a narrative that's outdated, boo. It's time to listen to spirit. It's time to tap into what your soul and your heart wants you to know, feel, be. Because this thing, she getting to you, and not necessarily in a positive way, okay? Time to let go came out second. Move on. Move the F on, honey. It's time to move on, lovely. I hate to say it. Lay you to death. But if there's something you're still holding on to, a relationship, bitterness, anger, it's time to let that go. Okay, stop sleeping so much. Wake up, you're missing some cool stuff. I don't agree with that, but I guess I can see it from a standpoint if you're like work, sleep, get up, work, sleep, get up. I think for some of you there's more to life that you're not necessarily experiencing. Kind of a little bit on purpose for some of you. It's time to experience life. Okay? Don't miss out on life. And get over yourself, pull your SHIT together, help people give back, do stuff for humanity. Yes, humanity, I know. Mm-hmm. Yes, pile number 3. It is time to get out there, pull it together, cry about it, and then get back out there. Okay? People, and this card does encourage you to be there for people. And I don't think this pile has a problem with that. I think this pile has a problem with participating in humanity from a vantage point of just being in it and accepting of it. So for example, like you have a family, but you're so focused on providing that you may not be playing enough. Or you're so focused on, like, you do the things, you do play enough, you do take people places and go places, but you may not be present, or you may not be fully enjoying the moment because you're having anxiety or thinking about the next step and the next step and the next step. It's time to be present. Participate in your life and not just be a bystander or the person that holds it all together. Okay, pile number 3. Thank you so much for watching this reading, pile number 3. If it resonated for you, please go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe below, and follow me on IG for daily zodiac updates. Remember that I love you, and I hope you're having an awesome day. Bye. Hey, pile number 4, welcome to your urgent message from your ancestors and your spirit guides. And I actually felt called to do this pile like last minute. So y'all special. Y'all real special because y'all got 2 oracle cards. So let's see. We have Rabbit Spirit. Now is a lucky time. And we have Overcoming the Obstacle. So obviously with Rabbit, we are needing to come out of our little hole, and we need to be vulnerable and do the things that we need to do. The Overcome any obstacle with the Rhino Spirit is kind of like, we need to smash it. We need to crash it. We can run around it. We can do whatever we need to do, but we need to be pushing through those obstacles, right? And the energy that I'm picking up from your 2 oracle cards, pile number 4, is that you have something in mind that you've been wanting to do, and you've maybe even been holding back on it, or maybe you have tried to do it before, but you kept seeing problems and it was getting really frustrating for you. So you were just like, you know what? I quit. Or I don't know what else to do. Or I'm going to just not do nothing at all because this seems too hard. Right. So now it's a matter of, okay, but we just kind of got to go out there and do it. That's the message you're getting from your ancestors. You got to do it. You got to go out, you got to smash it, you got to crash it, and whatever that looks like, great. But that's the only way we're going to get from A to B. We got to come out of our shell. We got to come out of our hole. Okay. It doesn't mean that you need to do it quickly and fast necessarily, but it does mean that you need to do something at the end of the day. It's given very much productivity is the word that I keep hearing. In both of these cards, though, I do think that their overall message is like, if you're experiencing an obstacle, one, for some of you, the only obstacle is getting out there and trying again. And for others of you, maybe there's another way around it. Maybe there's something else you can do with the rhino spirit. But either way, it's going to happen. You just may have to take an approach to it that you normally wouldn't take. Okay, so let's see what your tarot cards have to say. Oh, Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius energy. This could be your placements, or it could be the energy of someone around you. Okay, we have the Two of Wands in reverse. And we have the Star, Aquarius energy. Could be your sun, moon, or rising, or the energy of someone around you. Again, does not have to be, but that's what we got. So this kind of confirms pretty much the specific message here, right? So with the Knight of Wands energy, we tried something and we failed. Maybe we were a little bit cocky. For some of you, it meant that you went out for something and you went to do something and you kind of got a little slap on your hand. It didn't work out. It fell through. Maybe you didn't get the perfect results right away. So you immediately started to question what it is that you were doing, right? Do I have what it takes for this next step? Am I talented enough? Do I have the right skill? Or I know I have the right skill, but why didn't this happen the way I want it to happen? Like, is this really my path? Should I really be going after it, right? And for some of you, it's just that you don't have you're a little afraid. I'm going to just call it that. You're a little afraid to make a next step, the next thing that you need to do. Maybe you don't even know what it is in the first place. You're having a hard time transitioning. And when I say transitioning into what it is that you're supposed to do. So now the opposite end with this Star card, it's pretty much saying that yes, you are where you're supposed to be. It's just that you may need to take a different route, a different angle. Maybe it's about starting over, starting fresh. Aquarius is all about improving processes, new technology. What's the best way we can improve this situation for humanity, for life, for whatever the case may be? In your case, we just may need to do something different. I feel like for some of you, you may also get another opportunity to do whatever this is, but you just need to either wait for it or take it when it comes across your lap. For some of you, it's productivity as well. It's not even that you bumped your head because you didn't have the talent or you didn't have the skill or you didn't have the confidence. For some of you, you just didn't do it because you didn't know what you like. You was all over the place. You had too many things going at one time, and it was just a whole mess. You didn't have a vision. Like, you went out and you, like, for instance, I'm picturing somebody who had a vision. They said, you know what? I'm gonna start this business. I'm gonna start there, right? I'm gonna start this business. I know what I'm doing. I know that I can do this thing. I've done it before. I'm great. And you you bought a store, you opened it up, and you was there like, I'm ready to sell products. You didn't think of a business plan. You didn't think about possibly getting sponsors. You didn't think about, or supporters rather. You didn't think about how you were going to market it. You just opened the building and went ahead. And then when that fell through, you said, understood. I ain't judging. Cause same, Aries here. But at the same time, that's kind of the issue. It wasn't that you didn't have what it took. It's more so like, slow your roll, player. Let's figure out the steps a little bit. And in fact, if anything, with this rabbit card, this is the perfect time. If it's been a while since you did the thing, whatever it was, now you're getting another opportunity. And so you have to take the opportunity when it comes now. Maybe you get a sponsor, maybe you get a mentor, and they tell you exactly what to do. Or they give you the opportunity to open a store. They give you the opportunity to do it a certain way so you can get the experience. Take the opportunity. Now you're getting out of this frustrating space of, dang, I guess that wasn't for me. It is for you. Now you have proof, right? So your ancestors are telling you to grab opportunities, with a level head, right? And smash that opportunity, right? Go around the obstacle. Whatever you do, get it out your way. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a fast movement. It doesn't have to be impulsive, but it does need to be, and it does need to happen. So let's clarify that message. Clarity for my pile number 4s on this message. What do they need to know, Spirit? Okay. Clarity do you have for them? Okay. Cool. Okay, so right on target. We have 4 of Pentacles in reverse, right? We need the capital. For some of you, it's just that we need the capital. We need to make an investment. I'm channeling multiple things. When we say investment, this can mean multiple things. For some of you, it's literally money. We need someone to sponsor us. We need to sponsor someone else. We need to give the money out. We need to go ahead and invest in ourselves, pay for the classes. Okay, we need to do whatever it is that we need to do. We need to save our money. We need to save our energy. But for some of you, it's a matter of you haven't put yourself in the right spaces and around the right people. You haven't been investing like putting your energy out there. For some of you, that's the type of investment that you need to do. Maybe you need to log the hours. Somewhere, I don't know if I read it or if I heard it. I think I heard it from someone, but I think they read it from somewhere that you need to do 10,000 hours of something before you're considered like good at it or a professional. Maybe you need to clock in more hours. Maybe you do need to work and be somebody's assistant. Maybe it is that you need to, do a little more research to find out how you can go around the problem that you're experiencing. But you can't do it doing the same thing over and over again, right? Or being selfish with your energy or like keeping back that you're struggling. You got to get out there. So for some of you, that's going to look like school, okay? The Page of Swords is very intelligent, very swift, very like mentally stimulating. They love school, they love to read, they love knowledge. So that may be some way that you need to invest in yourself, or maybe you're already planning to do so. Maybe you felt like it wasn't for you before, but now this is confirmation that yes, if you wanted to go to school, if you wanted to learn that new thing, if you wanted to get that new certification, whatever it is, it's time. And for some of you, it may not be so formal. It could be a matter of just getting experience, right? Talking to the right people, getting in the right rooms, and just seeing how you can use their experience to help you to overcome the obstacle that you're experiencing with whatever you're trying to do. I'm just hearing for somebody as well, if it's a matter of procrastination, because that keeps coming up in your reading, I just keep hearing it, procrastination, like we're procrastinating. Because like whether you started and stopped or whether you haven't started at all, there's a root to your procrastination, right? So we need to find the root, 1. And 2, you doing these little bitty steps, these little bitty things, this little bitty research will help you get the courage to kind of go at it again, right? So that's what it is. It's kind of like you just get the ball rolling. So for example, you start reading books on something that inspires you, or you watch a YouTube video and you like, that's inspiring. And now you're like, okay, I'm gonna try a little bit of this tomorrow. And then you keep that up for a little while, and then you try something else and you keep that up. You see what I'm saying? Before you know it, it's a domino effect and you're already halfway to your goal, okay? So let's see what closing messages your ancestors have for you. What? And this deck is a little rough, y'all. So let's see what they say. What message do you have for pile number 4? What is pile number 4's ancestors? The closing message and advice for pile number 4. One more. Oh, okay. Oh, girl, they rough on y'all. Okay, it says it's not everyone's else's fault. It's yours. You are a grown adult. Stop blaming others for your SHIT. I mean, there's that. But I'm also going to say that for some of you, yes, again, you just were a little bit too impulsive. And it probably, for some of you, it is because you're so like, you got this sort of energy about you, pushing forward, going after things, and without really thinking any of it through. And that's probably why it turned out the way that it did. And you have to kind of take a little bit of accountability for that. Somebody rushed something. I'm sorry. And then for some of the others of you, rebel. Because F it. And remember, we were talking about that earlier. We have to be vulnerable. We have to get out there. We have to get out of our comfort zone. And we just got to do it. And we got to see how it turns out. And honestly, for somebody, real quick, the bad experiences play a part too. You not getting something going wrong is nothing but an opportunity. It's a lesson. It's not a loss, boo. So never getting out there doesn't give you the experience you need to, get the success you want. Okay. And then we have make better effing choices. And we just talked about that in the first card. If you are pissed at where you are, then stop taking yourself there. This one just snatched me up, honey. Okay. If you don't want to be there, you got to stop being there. You got to make better choices, my love, right? So we want to rebel and we want to go out there and we want to do the thing while also being prepared for bad things to happen. Be prepared for mishaps to happen. And be able to take accountability. Okay, my love? Woo, I'm sorry to snatch your wig, but I hope it was helpful, pal number 4. Thank you so much for watching this reading. If it was, go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe below, and follow me on IG for daily zodiac updates. I love you. I hope you're having an awesome day. Bye.